Welcome back, family. So, 2023 has not been a good year for DJ Envy. He was in the back and forth with Rick Ross about their car show thing a few weeks back. He didn't belong in that arena with that man and got smoked. And of course, that beef was ended early because of his alleged involvement with a Ponzi scheme. Envy and his partner, CESAR Pina, and his wife, CESAR's wife, Jennifer, are currently involved in a lawsuit brought up by one of the people they allegedly defrauded. She's suing for $2 million, claiming that she gave them X amount of money, $500,000. There's actually two lawsuits going on. And of course, DJ Envy is trying to disassociate himself with the CESAR Pina guy, because I don't know if Envy's name is on any of the documents, and I'm not sure if he's really involved in the lawsuits. I've seen some articles where it says Envy and business partner, but the official documents, I haven't seen anything with Envy's name on it. But Envy was definitely a part of this. I don't know how the money split went, but he heavily promoted the CESAR Pina guy, and that's how he got a lot of traction. They had a seminar and invited people to come learn how to flip homes. But with that seminar, the entry price was relatively cheap, $100, $120. But once there was a lot of upselling going on. They provided services for which you had to subscribe in order to fully benefit from it. So the seminars were said to be trash from a lot of people, a lot of accounts of people who actually went. He packed the places out, but no one came away with anything that could have been beneficial to them or something that they couldn't have found online themselves. But again, once these scamming allegations hit, Envy immediately tried to remove himself with any affiliations with Pena.
Perspective that you guys are business partners. So, like every time I've ever seen anything with real estate, like
no, we all business.
When I see events, anytime I see Caesar never speaks. I only hear you. So
no, Caesar definitely speaks.
Every time we see an ad, I see he's looking over like this, and you are actually doing a presentation. So he's not like the person that's the spokesperson. So I'm just like, but just being real. When we look at it, like this man wouldn't have. Nobody would fuck with Caesar if it wasn't for DJ Envy. Like I wouldn't know who he was if it wasn't for you. Like most of these people wouldn't, when you say I'm attaching you, it's because you marketed them. Everywhere we see flipping NJ, there's DJ Envy. So if I'm just looking at it and I'm saying, if this is a guy that I'm investing with, I'm investing based off your likeness.
Well, see, this is the thing. I'm not anybody's babysitter. I don't tell people what to do and what not to do. Now, Caesar's the guy that got me into real estate. And he got me into real estate where I purchased a lot of homes. And because of that, he made me a lot of money where I own these houses and I have tenants. And I was excited about it. And I was excited about it because not too many people that look like me are buying property. So I told Caesar, let's teach people how to do it. Now, we taught a lot of people how to do it. We taught a lot of people how to buy homes. We taught a lot of people about FHA and things that people had no idea about. Now,
so when everything is going good,
my business is weak. That's my business with a lot of people. Now, if you go outside of that and want to jump in on your own, that has nothing to do with the kid. That has nothing to do with me. I'm not part of those deals. I'm not part of anything that goes on.
But when the scams hit, I don't have nothing to do with it. So of course he's going to claim he has no involvement in this. He doesn't know what was going on. He didn't know that there was scamming possible with his organization with Pena. Of course you're going to say that. But you are the face of this thing. You are on a platform where you constantly talk about your real estate ventures and how people could do as you do. So yeah, you're going to pack out a venue, and these people that are investing with Pena, if you had nothing to do with it, are doing so on your word, on behalf of what you have been putting out there. So for you to quickly say, hey, listen, I don't have nothing to do with it, and if you guys invested your money, it's your fault. But you actually do, and there's going to be some evidence of you personally saying, come invest with us.
Join us July 31st right here at the Jacob Javits Center.
us.
We're doing a real estate seminar talking everything real estate from Airbnb to wholesaling to flipping. Not only that, you can partner with us on some deals. Make some money with us, your partner. And we'll see you July 31st.
Make money with us. But on this call with me, he's now trying to actually distance this shit out. He's like, listen, man. He said, I've already had attorneys and people reach out to me. He said, this thing is going to get ugly. And I don't know what the hell Caesar's doing, but you know, I'm trying to call him right now. As a matter of fact, the nigga owes me $500,000. And if the nigga owes me $500,000 and I could get on the radio and blast him any day, then he's saying, fuck those people. This is his exact words.
And I want to interrupt you right there, Tonito, because this is very, very important here. This is not the first time that DJ Envy has known about someone doing bad business. Like I said, this goes back to the Jay interview. This is not the first time. So he wants you now to take his word for it that he didn't know anything. But 8 years ago, he knew that Jay came on the platform, and I have the clip up here too, that to play it in a second, where he asks, what do you do when someone comes on your platform? And then you find out the things that they said are not true. So for 8 years now, he's allowed Jay to perpetrate in the community as a real estate guru and mogul, and he's never said anything but taking a video down. He even said that Jay used some of Caesar's properties, allegedly, to pretend to be the real estate mogul and guru. Now, he also said on a phone conversation that anytime he sees big business on a stage, he won't go on that stage. So now there's two now real estate fake gurus that he's known about, that he has not said anything to the public about. So now he wants us to believe the third time, the third real estate guru that's out here defrauding people. This one, he doesn't know about either. At a certain point, we have to just realize this man is lying, straight up.
Now at this point, and Caesar came out and made a statement saying, hey, all of it is on me. Don't blame DJ Envy. Literally, he's like, hey, I take all responsibility. Because you got to understand something. DJ Envy is the big dog. He's the big dog. You can't take down all the big dog with this shit. So now it's the level of separation.
Yeah, let's stop it right there because that's interesting. That part right there. Yeah, they talked about the actual event, but then he said you can partner with us to make money with us. What does that mean, Tony and Eli? I mean, partner with us. What does that mean?
See, that's the moment he realized he fucked up. Mm-hmm. That's the moment that's going to be used against him in the court of law. That very clip right there will be replayed and it will haunt him forever and ever as he says, partner with us. Because he's using his influence to make people invest in real estate deals with them. So if you don't have any real estate experience, hey, you can partner with us. Give me your money and we will do it for you. And once again, if you look at just in that video, Caesar's body, his body language, everything about him, nobody would trust that dude. Nobody would invest with him without having DJ Envy doing all the talking. As a matter of fact, in that actual video, Caesar says less than 5 words.
And didn't he say, though, that he got in this for the people? Didn't DJ Envy say that he got into the whole real estate teaching for the people? So
now they on their own.
Right? Yeah. So now they on their own. But see, it goes to show you that these people are disingenuous and they're flat out liars. And see, this is the shit that angers me. We might get here with the Rico. You want me to sit here and like, don't play in my face like I'm stupid. I'm a highly intelligent person. There's absolutely no way you're going to tell me you're for the people, and yet you know someone is a predator. He said he knew that Jay was a fraud, and he knew that big business was a fraud. Do you know you could have saved people millions of dollars if you would have spoke up? Because you have such a large platform, and that would give you more credibility if you spoke out.
And why not speak up after all the time and all the stuff that you had? Because here's the issue.
Right.
I got other friends that, like celebrity friends that Caesar was still trying to get money from. Mm-hmm. So if you know that there's issues, why haven't you already come out and say, hey, wait a minute, guys, right now there's some trouble in paradise. shit ain't making sense, and we got to make sure right now.
Right, just pause. Right, just
Hey,
pause
look.
before.
Hey, right now, guys, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
No more. Anybody that's been investing with Caesar, he's got a couple things we need to make sure right now nobody else invests until you hear from me.
Okay, let's say for a second, Envy had nothing to do with this. But you are the face of this business that is bringing in everybody who's investing. At some point, when you find out that the ship is sinking, you have an obligation to the people that you use your very powerful platform to attract into this. You have an obligation to them to at least warn them to put the brakes on this. Let's not do any further investment until we find out what's going on. You owe them that much. And since you didn't do that, it certainly seems like you are as guilty as your partner. Because if you weren't, the predatory attracting of people to invest would have stopped a long time ago. And not only that, you started to pivot after you knew a year prior to this stuff coming out. You knew and began to pivot into something else because the Ponzi scheme was falling apart. It always does. Now, this next clip I'm going to play for you further explain how this scheme was going on, how this scamming was taking place. I personally don't understand how people would fall for something like this. Usually, if something seems too good to be true, it normally is. Avoid those things. Now, when you hear the explanation, and you know that this was the business model, how is it that Envy was unaware that fraudulent activities were being conducted here? Take a listen.
Yeah. So the first thing that I want to address here, we are not talking about selling a course here. We are talking about financial services that were supposed to be rendered and delivered to investors. That wasn't.
Right.
See, I'm reading the comments right now and people are talking about scam. And it's very important that if we're going to go about this and operate and negotiate and talk and debate in a good faith way, words matter. These individuals were not selling courses. They were selling financial services where they were going to take investors' money, similar to big business, and acquire a piece of real estate, renovate said real estate, and then sell it for a profit and give back the initial investment plus 20%. When you buy a course from someone, whether the course is good or bad, you get the course.
You got a course.
Here, what's happening is people are not getting the financial services that they are investing into. When we actually look at the documentation, and I have the documentation up here on my screen. See, when I speak directly, I speak clearly. I use names. I don't slander. I go for court records and documentation. The lady Amy Flips, invested $500,000 with CESAR Pina and his wife Jennifer, with the intentions of acquiring 2 pieces of property that was then going to be renovated and then sold. And within 5 months, they were going to give her back her initial investment plus 20%. They believed so much in their guru abilities that they guaranteed her that even if they couldn't return a profit with that investment, they would still give her the 20% plus the actual initial investment based upon the court documents here. Well, not only could they not provide it, but when she went and started doing her own digging, she found out that the 2 properties that they were trying to acquire, they had already owned them prior to doing business with her.
Stop it.
Think about this for a second. They're telling her they're going to use her money to acquire a property, allegedly. She then later presses them. They can't produce the purchase agreement and the sale documentation for her. So then she goes and does her own digging and finds out those 2 individuals had already owned the very property that they were claiming to be able to go out here and purchase. So now this is where the Ponzi scheme aspect comes into play, because the money that she gave them never went to acquiring a property. So now the next question needs to be, where did that money go? Did that money go to paying new investors? Because see, now what we start finding out, we'll get to the documentation in a second. Now you start coming out with all these other people talking about they gave $500,000, they gave $1 million, they gave $250,000, and then he tried to pay them with checks that bounced. Now I want you to understand here, if a person is taking in millions of dollars and they're bouncing $11,000 checks, and they're bouncing $20,000 checks, it's safe to say we have a serious problem here.
As I alluded to before, when Envy and his partner knew that the jig was up, the house of cards was falling down, they switched their business model and went to this thing called Flip to Dow. And again, if you look at the title here, Flip to Dow allows you to invest in our property portfolio. And in this post, DJ Envy is as prevalent or more so than Pina. Did he not know what was going on? Did he not know that this new business model was to continue to lure people in because the other invest with us was falling apart?
So a DAO basically is a way of having an organization that is decentralized. So rather than one individual controlling and owning everything, multiple people can sharing it. So by owning the actual coin gives you ownership in the decentralized organization. There's absolutely no reason why you should be putting a real estate investment project into a DAO. This is a way
there's already structure for multiple people to own real estate. Why do you need to funnel it through crypto if there's been for thousands of years? Hold on.
Pause for 1 second. Hold on, guys. Right there. Look at the screen. Who's on the screen?
But that's what I was going to show. That's what I was about to highlight. Look right here. Who do you see
who's
here?
on the screen?
DJ Envy.
Who's on?
One.
Oh man, come on, bro.
3. Now,
I ain't got nothing to
think
do
about this for a
with it.
second, though. This is very, very important. No, hold on, Tony. Hold on. This is important.
There's more pictures of DJ Envy on the screen right now than Caesar.
But this is more important, though. Hold on, JT.
Caesar's too.
You got to highlight this. While they're launching this project, DJ Envy is aware that the previous projects are starting to fail.
So Envy comes on with Tony the Closer to try to clean it up. And let's take a listen to what he says.
Caesar was doing anything right or wrong, because I honestly don't know. That's between them and whatever happened. But did I say, here, take this money and give it to this person or do this with this money? I never did. And nobody's ever come to me. And anybody who's ever came to me, if you ever came to my seminar, I tell everybody on this stage, whether it's credit repair or it's a conventional lender, do your homework, because I don't trust anybody. And I said that. And I said the reason I don't trust anybody is because, like anything in this world, somebody will treat me different because I'm a quote-unquote celebrity than they'll treat somebody else. And if you've been to my seminars, I say that a million times, where the speakers get offended sometimes. But the reason I do that is because I don't trust people. I don't trust anybody. I don't. That's just me. Even with real estate. I'm not a person that just buys because I never seen it. I need to touch the house. I need to feel it. I need to walk through it. I need to know things on my own. So if right now DJ Envy and a picture of me and Caesar saying that y'all did that, no, I didn't scam nobody. No, I didn't. And like I said,
but let me ask you a question, because the guy last night, he said that he gave Caesar $1 million. When he said he came to the office, you were right there to greet him. He said he felt like you were part of the entire process as far as bringing him into the, him even deciding to make this investment. He's like, I would never have made $1 million investment if I didn't have DJ Envy co-signing him and telling me that, yo, he's a good dude. And then I come to the office and he's in the exact same office as I'm walking in before we even come to an agreement on the deal. So you feel like you play a part in that when an investor feels like, hey, my investment decision is based off the fact that I'm watching you sit in the same office with this guy, right? This guy said he was on his deathbed. He got a lawsuit from a multi-million-dollar lawsuit from almost dying. He invested his money with Caesar and he's been chasing his money.
Now you telling me because I'm in the same office with somebody doing my car show business and somebody's in another office building, another office spot doing something else, that I know what he's doing in that office space. And I greet everybody that comes in the office. You know why? Because that's what my mom taught me to do. I'm a respectful, kind of person.
Now, for the life of me, I don't see how Envy could have been involved in this and not be aware that this whole business of his was a scam. Highly unlikely. I'm stopping short of calling Envy guilty, but it's highly unlikely that he didn't know. How is it that you toured the country with this man, giving seminars and offering programs, yet you don't know what's happening after you leave those events? Nah, miss me with that. Come on, man. if it sounds like nonsense, it usually is. Now, don't get me wrong. I've been involved with Ponzi schemes where I lost a lot of money as well. You guys remember those pyramid schemes not too long ago where people were coming into a flower of 8 and the person in the middle is going to be paid out? I was involved in that. But that was my own money. And I went into it knowing this is probably too good to be true. But hey, I have a few dollars I could risk. Scare money, make no money. So is that the approach that these people took when they heard that Pina was going to guarantee the 20% that they were supposed to receive on their initial investment? Guaranteed, no matter what. If the business made money or not, you're going to get your initial investment back plus the 20% we promised. 5 months. Does Envy have no accountability here? It doesn't seem like it. Or is he as guilty as Pina? Should he be sued and be accountable for that money, a tune of $12 million thus far? That money has been lost, hasn't been returned. Those investors waiting in the wing. So, leave your thoughts in the comments. I appreciate you for coming, checking me out one more time. See you on the next one.